live yet. Now we're live.
I was too early.
Prematura. Yeah.
Welcome to Edge Radio Australia, the one thing. And I'm really excited to be here today because I have this awesome person here and, of course, my co-host, who I will introduce very, very shortly. But this is a really, really huge episode today because we are talking about mental health. So first of all, I just want to tell you a little bit about this lady's quals. She is a trauma in... Her qualifications.
You get cleared right up. Couple of shots.
Oh, look, they're always mean to me on this show, I have to tell you. Katie Van Heek is a trauma-informed registered counsellor, and she's passionate about destigmatising mental health dimensions and working with employers and employees to create safe workplaces where inclusivity and diversity are celebrated and supported. And that is absolutely the case with this lady. I've known her for nearly 10 years, and I can 100% guarantee that that is her fully. She offers somatic psychotherapy, mental health first aid courses, and psychological safety consultation. I've also attended one of Katie's mental health first aid courses and highly recommend it. And this revamped episode features our special guests, which is what this is all about. So each week on The One Thing, we dive into a hot topic that challenges perspectives. And this is going to be a really good conversation today. So if you are watching, I really encourage you to comment and to like and to love so that as many people as possible see this. So just to give you an overview, what we're going to be talking about is the truth behind stress and why it's something not to fear. What happens when life's pressures overwhelm our capacity to cope? How trauma shapes our wellness and how to gently work through it, the power of moving beyond rigid mental health paradigms. And that's enough, I think, Katie.
Probably enough for an hour.
Yeah.
And a dance. So Katie has...
Aaron, you're chicken in the back there.
So Katie and I, in the privacy of our own room, doesn't sound very good, does it?
We have a private room here at
Yeah,
Edges.
in Bali. We had a lot of conversations, as good friends do, and what we did was we started most days with a little routine, and one of those was actually doing a dance. And I know that Katie's now incorporated that into her daily routine. So we thought, why should everyone miss out on that? So we're actually going to have a little dance at some stage as well. So with that, we're going to take our seats on the couch so that you can meet, if you haven't met them before, my co-host, Leanne Jones and Aaron Malloy, and let's get started. This is where we need some music on, isn't it? We need some.
Yeah, or YouTube.
You can see.
I do wish somebody could see you doing that dance.
It's like silent disco, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so
With that, everybody grab yourself a seat,
Yeah,
grab
grab
yourself a mic and get comfy. Oh, we're going to sit. Come on.
Sit next to
Yep,
her.
there we go. Get comfy.
Yeah.
Is that the dance?
Yeah.
It was a dance.
Let's pull up the show.
Oh, okay. Top it up.
Oh, it must be Christmas.
Top it up, Katie. Cheers.
I want to say something before we start any
And
further.
do we
into
know the
show.
mics are working?
Oh, well, I hope so.
Yeah, we hope the mics are all right. Oh, Lisa's really enjoying this. So anybody that is watching, we need to know that our mics are working because we didn't actually have the opportunity to test our mics today, which is very unusual.
Sure, I can see the squiggly lines, and we're good. We're good.
We're normally a lot more professional than this, and you don't even have your mic. You don't even have your microphone.
I don't even have.
Oh, because you're going to come over here.
I'm not even in there. Look, my ball is.
Hang on. Can you guys sit
Who is
Stitch
this?
up, you
I
two.
just like this officially noted. About 15, 20 minutes ago, I said, let's set up the camera so we can make sure everybody's there. And look, Okay, Santa's wife there,
really
Mrs. Claus.
All right.
Okay.
Really
All right, there we
All
go.
right. Shall I
All
get
right.
up during the show and I'll fix the camera for everybody?
I
Okay?
think that's
This is so professional. It's so
actually, we
sharp.
have the
It's really
lovely
going well.
Rachel in the studio today. Rachel, would
Rachel, do you want to join as well? Why not? Right?
Would you
No?
mind just
Okay,
adjusting the
fine.
camera for us,
Come on.
please?
The camera, please.
Right, Rachel's
Oh,
adjusting
Rachel's
the
going to
camera.
adjust the camera. This is
Yeah.
very technical.
Yay!
Oh, look at that.
Thank you.
That'll do.
And we're still
Beautiful.
cozy, we're
Fantastic.
still
Does
cozy.
that mean you don't have to sit on my knee
I
now?
love the fact that we're starting a show about something as serious mental health with, quite frankly, complete
No.
bed.
Oh,
I
look,
love
Sarah
it.
can't
Yeah.
sit forward.
Absolutely.
There we go.
Oh,
there we go.
Luigi.
Aaron's out of
That's
it.
all right. But no, I like it. It made me look thinner. You cut half of me off as well. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
me.
look at that.
Right.
Well,
so,
we've got our Christmas gear on. Merry Christmas, everybody.
yeah,
I'm looking
Merry
forward
Christmas,
to today's show.
everybody.
That we love what we
We've
do
got crackers,
here.
We've got shampoos.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Absolutely. This is the thing. It's a big sense of community around here. Okay. And what's Christmas all about? It's about spending time with people you love
Yep.
and community, right?
Yep.
So let's
is.
do that. That's exactly right. Let's embrace that. And
Yeah.
let's forget about all the commercials, carry on. Think about the people that bring so much to your
Love
life.
you, Aaron.
Love you too. Hold us to stop. I wouldn't cry.
Early.
I know.
if you
Again, with the premature. Like, come on. I'm thinking
If you
too
like
early.
Aaron's new hat,
Yeah.
please tell us.
Yeah,
Either,
all right.
either on the live or on the replay.
If you found my brother Mario, just look. Can you give him my address? Okay, really.
Yeah.
Now, some comments are coming through. I better pop those up.
Yeah, please
Lots
do.
of people laugh. There's a lot of
working. Merry
there's a lot of working and a lot of laughing
it's
going on. There
Edie.
we go.
It's
Fantastic.
Edie. All
Merry
right, so
Christmas
Edie must be
indeed.
able to hear us.
There we go.
Thank
Fantastic.
you, Edie.
So-
Thank you for watching, and thank you for all the work you're doing behind the scenes in promoting our show, Edie. We just so appreciate you. From all the other side of the world, you are amazing.
All right, now, Lisa, you've completely derailed the whole thing, but can we get it
About
back?
Katie today.
Yeah.
Oh, we've got a guest. Welcome,
You noticed
Katie.
that?
I'm
Okay,
just sitting in the corner having
Yeah.
a drink. I'm
Okay.
fine.
It's not too bad, is it? Really, end of the day. So, how are you doing? Well, let's just have a conversation. You and me. It's fine.
How are you? I'm
It's all
fine,
right.
thanks. I found the place. Okay,
Just
got
had a
parking.
birthday. Oh, you got parking?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Because the last time
okay.
you were in our old studio, wasn't it?
I think I've been here once before,
Oh, there
but
you
not
go.
in the new couch setup.
Okay,
This
fair
is
enough.
my
All
There
right,
we go.
I
first
wanna-
time on the couch.
I want to kick this off by asking Katie to start with. Why did you get into this field of work, Katie?
Ooh, good question. I think this field of work found me, if I'm completely honest. I have some amazing experiences in my life, lived experiences.
Right.
And when I say the word amazing, I also mean challenging and devastating and
Yeah.
all of the things, right? But they've made me who I am. They're part of my story. And what I recognized through my own healing journey was that I have capacity to hold space and be empathetic and compassionate for others that might be going through tough times. So I threw myself into study and learning, and I'm here where I am now.
And how many years have you been studying for?
I officially went back to school in 2016.
Uh-huh.
So as a mature age student,
Yeah.
they call you.
Oh,
Once you-
no.
once
So
you
Wow.
turn
2016,
21?
you would have been what?
Yeah.
2016, you
She
would have been
been
what?
22.
22?
Yeah,
about
somewhere
that.
around
Yeah,
there.
about that. Pretty accurate.
And
Yeah,
what
so-
have you just registered for now, Katie?
Well, funny you should say
GSC?
that.
Just
Funny you should say that, Lisa. I am all prepared to start a Masters of Counselling and Psychotherapy in February.
Awesome.
And today I had a little crisis and think I might change to a Masters pathway for psychology. So I'm still up in the air.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, the great thing in life, you can choose your own
Lifelong
path,
learner.
right? That's face.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well put there. And I love the fact that you're not set on it. So many people go to uni or whatever qualifications they go to, and like maybe they go to a 4-year uni degree. 2 years in, they go, "Oh my God, I'm stuck with this. I hate this," but you're going to do it anyway, and they stick with it for years. You got to be like, life is about the experience, right? So yeah, be ready to make the change.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like Lisa and I've talked about 100 times, when the neon cookie crumbs come up,
Yeah.
you just follow them because you never know where they're going to lead.
The
Yep.
neon cookie crumbs.
I'm just
Wow.
going to say a quick hello. Hello, Mike Van Heek.
I was trying. I gave him a thumbs up. That's all I could come up with at the time.
See? Merry Christmas to you.
Merry
too.
Christmas to you, mate. Absolutely top fella.
He
Tell
is.
you what.
He is. He's all right.
Actually, you should.
He's one
you
of
should-
my
I don't know.
favourites.
Yeah, I reckon you should. I reckon you guys might get along.
Katie,
I'm just saying.
Katie picked out picked pretty well.
Yes, I did.
It is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let's tackle these topics that
Yep.
you wanted to talk about. You wanted to talk about mess to wellness.
Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to bring a perspective of mental health as a whole.
Okay.
So we often go down the pathologized space of mental illness, and it's a big, bad, deep hole that people can find themselves in.
Yep.
But like a lot of things in life, mental health, from mental wellness to mental illness, is quite a big, broad individual experience. So, yeah, a mess doesn't have to be forever, and it doesn't have to be all of you. It can be part of you or an experience that you're having. And, yeah, we can talk about this in a light manner, and also hold space for those that are actually doing it really tough at the moment.
Oh, I think that's
And I think a
really
lot of
beautifully
people are
put.
doing it tough at the
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah,
Christmas.
they really are.
Okay, we're here to celebrate Christmas. We love Christmas, but the reality is, for so many people, this is an incredibly tough time. Right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I'm not going to lie, I am so one of them, right? Like, Christmas, in a lot of ways, sucks.
Yeah.
But it's what you make of it and the people you surround yourself with and the decisions you make about it. So you can sit at home and you can be very depressed. And you can be, looking at the negatives of life, or you can, turn that frown upside down.
Yeah.
I just, sorry, just for a moment, Lisa, just want to say this. She got me.
thought you spat on me.
Get on the
It was,
guys,
it was my turn.
just like tens of thousands of bucks worth of equipment just there, but that's okay.
Oh, we haven't
terrifying
thought about
me.
the
They didn't
equipment.
think
We've
about
got
that.
water
They
pistol.
got the water pistols on the go. Just so you know, I don't normally spit on guests. I'm not going to have it. I try not to.
That might be why they sat me next to you.
All of a sudden, what am I, a camel? Jeez, I don't know. All I was
What
going
were
to
you
say
saying?
was
Oh, he
this
hasn't
before we
lost
jump
his
into
train of
I'm not
thought.
going to lose it. English. What I was going to say is, you said something earlier, and I'm going to misspeak here, but okay, about mental health, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, mental wellness. I think you
Yes.
said that. I like that. I think that's a really good statement because, again, when we talk about mental health, we think about poor health, right?
Mm.
Okay, we think about people who are struggling and that kind of thing. Let's think about the other side.
Yeah.
When life's going pretty good, or you do put a positive spin on things. Yeah, mental wellness.
Yeah.
I haven't heard that term before. I like it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think well-being is
Yeah, I hear
like
that a lot.
a word that we hear a lot in
Yeah.
society. But when you think about physical health, people are always talking about getting fitter.
Mhm.
They're talking about being healthy. So we should think about mental health the same way.
I agree wholeheartedly. All right, I'll be quiet now. Okay, and dry.
And what I was going to say to Katie is, and to Aaron, because you mentioned it, let's explore that a little bit.
Okay.
One of my pet peeves is the pressure that people put them on themselves, particularly at times like Christmas. I feel like there's so much hypocrisy that happens. People haven't seen family members forever. Then all of a sudden they feel this pressure to have this particular looking and feeling Christmas. And it's just so much pressure. Like, we have to look a certain way. We have to feel a certain way. We have to go and buy presents for everybody. And most people are just living from week to week now. And then we've got the whole social media thing. How are we going to show up? And so many people feel like less than. Would you agree with that, Katie?
I think personally, and tell me if you don't agree, but like a lot of constructs in our society, people are socialized into one particular way of thinking about Christmas. And Christmas can be so many different things for so many different people. If they are religious, it might mean something more spiritual for them, or if they aren't religious but they're spiritual, it could be a different kind of practice.
True.
It could be a beautiful time for families to reconnect that live across the world, or it could be, as you say, a horrible pressure that people feel that they need to live into something, like going to your 20-year high school reunion, right?
Oh.
Going back to hang out with people you didn't like, to show them what a lovely life that you live.
Oh, no, I enjoyed it. I like going back and citing the fact that my life was kicking ass and theirs was terrible. It was great.
Do you wear that hat, Aaron?
Pardon? I didn't
Do you wear that
hat.
hat?
Okay, look, I think it's worth mentioning the hat quickly. Okay, now Lisa tells me I look like I might be batting for the wrong team.
Yeah.
Okay?
No, I didn't say wrong team.
I know
I said
that. I slotted that word in.
Discount.
Good point. No, good point. Good
Excuse
point.
me, that
Oh, look at that. You just got me in a spot that you were showing me a video about earlier. Anyway. You know what? You're so right. Words do count, and the wrong team was just simply a flippant thing that you. Isn't it funny? You just go to a little go-to, right?
not my
I
team.
couldn't give it. Yeah, not my team. Pretty much. Okay.
I was trying to not get the equipment, Aaron.
I appreciate that.
Look, I
Just
just
got
got
your
your that he has one as well.
Oh, look, they got you one too.
Oh, what have I got? Oh, thank you. Mine feels a bit dry. I'm just saying. Okay.
And it's pink.
Oh, dear. There's so many good. Yeah, I'm shooting blanks. Hello, ladies. Look,
That's another show.
it is a whole other show. No, look, but you're a great point about language. Okay, I've just used the wrong, inappropriate language, right? Now, I don't want to be the language police.
No.
But I don't care who anyone sleeps with, right? Couldn't give a damn, right? So if it doesn't affect my life and they're happy, who gives a damn? Let them do their thing. But yeah, there just happens to be a different team to me. So again, do I look like I'm batting for the team that
Isn't me.
that enjoys YMCA? Will that work?
I told you. Yeah.
And Kylie Minogue. Okay.
You look
maybe
very
not.
cute, Aaron.
I thought he was cute too.
I thought he
He's
was
very
cute. Yeah. I mean, if I was a boy, I'd be happy to take him home to my
Oh.
parents.
I feel like I should be jumping barrels, but that's a whole other story. All right. I'm going to throw to you two lovely ladies here.
Mm,
Would you have any questions you'd like to put forward?
I have. So, Katie, when we talk about mental health and mental wellness, it's different for every person, isn't it?
Absolutely.
It's not just one size fits all. It's the same as physical health, in my opinion, is not one size fits all, correct?
I would 100% agree with you. We are all collectively connected to each other, in my belief system anyway, but we are all having our own individual experience here on this earth,
Yeah.
right? And that is across all of the dimensions of our life, and that includes mental health, mental well-being, and mental illness.
Yeah.
You know, for brain chemistry to completely alter somebody's reality for the good or the bad. It's, you know, something that we need to hold space for, that we may not be experiencing their reality, but it's very real to them.
When I was working in mental health, in the mental health space with a not-for-profit organisation who housed people with issues that were more than your normal mental health challenges, it was very stigmatised. Is that still the case today? Because that was like 20 years ago.
I think there's lots of work being done in the community. I myself am a licensed instructor of mental health first aid.
Yeah.
And one of their big goals is to change that stigma, and is to actually educate people around what mental illness is and what choice looks like, and concepts like the dignity of risk, and people being able to choose how they live their life, whether they have mental illness, disability, can't think of anything else at the moment. But
when I was in the system with mental health, and I was looking, I was a welfare officer for people with mental health issues. I found that back then the mental health teams, or the response teams, were really adamant that people needed to take their medication to be functioning well. And one particular client of mine who was living independently but just had us come and visit her, was doing really well without her medication. She was really functioning quite well. She was an artist and very eccentric. And she used to, you know, dye her underwear with things like beetroots and, you know, or cultivate cheeses and stuff, just to try and look at different things. She was actually put into Greylands because the mental health team said that she was a risk to herself.
so, and this is where
cultivated cheeses.
this is where the line
Blue
is,
cheese,
right?
mate.
It's a blurry line. So the way I train in mental health first aid, and the way I have seen it in my own experience with others, is that you have to choose when that reality of that person and their behaviours becomes a risk to them.
Yeah.
So if somebody is completely out of reality and at risk of making choices that they wouldn't normally make, then we need to intervene. And there are times when we should intervene.
Where were you when I was walking down the altar? I mean, come on. There was clearly a moment of really poor mental health.
That gets going.
No, you can't blame poor choice.
Oh!
And I don't know your ex-partner, so I don't know if it was your poor choice or hers.
You know everyone.
Call
in
me,
the-
call me. Come on. Even I can admit, maybe I may have been a little bit
Do
responsible.
you want your pistol, Katie?
No, I just use my words.
I want to throw this out, though.
Yeah.
Okay, what you're talking about with medication.
Yes.
Okay, I'm deadly against it. Okay, I just see the moment you walk in, oh, gee, I'll break it up with my wife. Oh, have some pills, right?
Mhm.
Oh, I don't know, I've had a bad day. Have some pills.
Yeah.
I also hate the fact that, and I know this for a fact, that doctors are financially incentivized to give out
Absolutely,
Lexapro.
Even now, I thought
Yes,
they were.
still.
Yeah, no,
still.
they can't give them money. They give them trips to Hamilton
Yes.
Island for their
They'll give them
family.
trips.
Yes, so they get these big, lavish trips if they hit certain KPIs. With Lexapro
So
is
they're
one
drug
particular
pushers.
one.
Right.
They
Yeah.
are drug
I
pushers.
have a
Absolutely,
druggie next door to my house.
Right.
He's a pharmacist.
there you go. There you go.
Not
But
just
I'm
a
really-
typical druggie.
No, just
Yeah. Yeah.
So I agree with that, what you're saying, Aaron, but there are some cases where actual medication
I
does
agree.
actually,
I do
does
agree.
actually
Yeah.
need
Yeah.
to
But I've
be.
also known people that put on lithium. Okay, and they just screw them up.
Yeah, look,
Right.
I know people that have had been zapped in the brain because
Yeah,
they've got
They still
mental
do
health.
that.
Yeah, they
Do
still
they
do.
really?
Yes,
Yeah,
they
they do.
still. And it's
Transcranial
very-
stimulation
yeah.
is still prescribed.
No,
And
way.
it's very
Wow.
brutal to some people.
Mm.
Yeah,
And yet for some, it is what moves
Yeah,
them out
exactly.
of treatment resistant, as they call it, treatment
Yes.
resistant illnesses.
Correct.
So,
Wow.
but they're also opening now the field of psychedelic assisted therapy.
Which is
yes,
is
that would be really cool.
now? Hang on, I'm no good with this. What's the drug?
That's what we
It
need.
used to be trips. What's that called? The MD.
MDMA.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. That one there. They're using a bit of that, I hear.
Yes, and psilocybin. So
Oh, what's psilocybin?
mushrooms?
Mushrooms.
Ah!
We need to go on a journey. Apparently, that's a dumb thing. I've heard. I don't know. I've never done that before.
No, me.
I mean,
as long as you know
just-
I'm not going
The,
on
the champagne's enough of a journey for me today, but
Yeah.
I'm happy.
What I know about this, to be true, is that the brain is a very clever organism, and its
Right.
job is to keep us alive.
True.
So it can be tricked,
Mhm.
and it can trick us, but
Yeah.
we can also go past that gatekeeper with things like the transcranial stimulation and
Yes.
like
some pharmaceuticals.
some
Sure.
pharmaceuticals. And that's what we need to be doing, and looking at what works for an individual, not just saying you've ticked these boxes on this day at
Mhm.
this minute that
Yep.
you're in my
Yes.
office. Let me give you some
And
drugs.
that's what most psychiatrists actually do, because they see a person once
Mhm.
on the proviso that a psychologist has seen them and given them a referral.
But GPs, okay, honestly,
they can't prescribe.
yes, they can.
Some of
Oh
them.
my
Some of the
word!
They
ones that-
can, but it depends. We're a lot less likely to be prescribed or diagnosed by a GP these days than we ever were.
Okay.
But that goes through stages.
Okay.
Society
Yeah, absolutely.
and big companies and the government policies and all of those macro things make changes around that.
I remember I used to do some, I don't know what we'd call it, consulting, we'll call it that, for a particular high-profile not-for-profit here in Western Australia. And they gave me some of the figures about how many psychiatrists were in particular zones, right? And there was literally one psychiatrist per 400,000 people
Wow.
in the northern corridor.
Mhm.
So basically, north of the river, we'll call it just essentially one shrink psychiatrist,
Yep.
right, per 400,000 people.
Geez,
Yeah.
you wouldn't-
Crazy numbers.
I wouldn't want to be a psychiatrist or a doctor. They would be under enormous pressure.
And
Imagine that responsibility.
I don't
having those
agree.
people coming
I
in.
sadly don't agree. I know too many of them, and I know how bad they are at their jobs. It really worries me because I've got some that are personal friends, and I think to myself, like, you need to lift your game.
What really blew my mind in my 10 years in mental health was how many people that worked in the industry actually committed suicide.
Yeah.
vicarious trauma is something that's not talked about,
Yeah.
right?
That's
We're
horrendous.
talking about it here today.
We
Yes,
are.
Lee.
Yeah.
I remember,
Absolutely.
yeah, I've
What
dealt
would you
with
like to say about it? Oh,
yeah.
sorry.
No, go on.
Yeah, I was just
No.
going to ask Katie what she wanted to say about vicarious trauma.
Well, things like counselling, vets, first responders. Think of the people
Oh,
that deal with the crisis points of our society.
Yep.
So homelessness shelters, Department of
addiction.
Child Protection, our addiction specialists. They're all exposed to people's darkest, deepest states, right? They're exposed to death.
Yes.
They're exposed to things that polite society doesn't talk about around the table. And the psyche can't help but absorb some of that.
Yeah.
And we have to have such robust skills and supports for these people to make sure that they can actually work in that field and continue to feel well themselves.
There's one that I learnt about afterwards that also fits in that category of that, and that's train drivers.
Yeah. I did not know that until you brought that forward.
Yeah.
Wow.
When I was working, which was quite a while ago, and I believe since COVID it's actually increased, there was at least one a week.
Yeah.
Oh, that must be so stressful.
Yeah.
So just to clarify what you're saying, say it clearly.
Somebody jumps in front of the train.
So people actually will take their own life. And I had this with when I was welfare officer, that a gentleman told me that that's the way he would take his life, is he would jump in front of a train. And I had said to him, how selfish are you? And he said, what do you mean? It's an easy way to go. And I said, but you're not thinking of the train driver. You're not thinking of the passengers on the train. You're not thinking of the transit guards. You're not thinking of your family, right? So when I was working on the rail, it's never said and it's never talked about because it's something that can be replicated. Like people, they think that it's going to go, people are going to go and do it.
I don't think anyone that's in that state thinks clearly though, Leanne.
Yeah. It's just awful.
I mean,
some of the stories I've heard, I won't repeat here.
Would you agree, Katie? Like if you're thinking of taking your life, you're not going to be very focused on how anyone else is going to feel.
They're not focused on how anyone's going to feel, but they're focused on exactly. But if you can take them out of that focus and actually make them think about how other people are going to feel, you may actually save their life.
What do you think, Katie?
Look, I'm going to say you find the anchor that anchors them. If that person thinks that their family will be better off without them, then asking them to think about their family may make it worse, right? So it's an individual perspective and it's about finding what will anchor them and keep them safe for right now. So it may just be saying to the person, look, I hear that suicide is a real option for you right now, that taking your own life and killing yourself and not being here anymore to not be in pain or not feel the sadness and the shame that you feel, or to feel something because you're so dead inside that you can't actually see the point of life. What would keep you safe for the next 24 hours?
Yeah.
Maybe it's the fact that they need to get someone to feed their cat, right? And it's not their family at all. And it's not the train driver because he's not connected personally to me, and why should I care about him when I can't feel? So I think that it's an individual at the moment perspective, and if people want training on that, the assist training is amazing. Emotional CPR is amazing, and mental health first aid is amazing.
I like the fact that you put such a short time on it too. You didn't say, I'm going to fix your problem. How about can I just give you 24 hours of respite, right?
Yeah.
I like that. I think that's important. I really
and
do.
What works for them?
Yeah, because if someone says it's going to be okay, guess what? Right? Oh my word!
Maybe it's not.
Maybe it's not.
It's absolutely not.
And you've lost all respect for that person. Quite frankly, the moment they say that. And I'm going to throw a little personal thing in here. But I think it's important. It's like as far as respect, this is why I find what you just said so important. So when I lost my kids, okay, I was like the lowest of low you could possibly imagine, right? I'm going to gloss over it. I'm just going to move forward. But the two, they set me in a room to talk about it with two men, one who hadn't seen his children for 18 years and one who hadn't seen his kids, I think, for 12 years.
Wow.
And like they had no credibility with me because they just, it's going to be okay. Well, no, it's not going to be okay. You haven't seen your children for 18 years. Right? You have no credibility. So what I'm getting at is giving people short-term goals, right? Instantly, I hated those two men. I thought you're full of it, right? I don't respect you, right? Bring me someone who's going to actually tell me something I can believe. Telling me I'm going to be okay for 12 hours, if it's told to me the right way, I can believe that.
Yeah.
Did you feel like they'd been beaten down? Is that what you're saying? That they hadn't won and you wanted some... It
wasn't about winning. It wasn't about winning at all. It's just a disgusting system that completely destroys families, demoralizes and uses children for fodder for profit. That's all it is. And the people that work in that field, so many of them are, to be frank, broken people. That's the problem. you know, they're not the people who have been successful who've got their, in that case, the kids back or whatever. They're not, you know, those people go on and have happy lives. The people who have had horrible negative things tend to
I'd love
stay
for
in there.
Katie to share what is different about the therapy that she does.
Yeah.
When somebody books an appointment with you, because it's quite different to what people imagine, isn't it, Katie?
Yes. So somatic psychotherapy, the way I practice it, is based off the training integrated trauma therapy. So it takes the whole person into perspective. It looks at trauma in the body as something, an experience or a time where the person's physiological response was overwhelmed and they weren't able to either fight, flight, or free.
Yep.
So when we look at trauma, we're looking at the old parts of the brain. We're looking at the reptilian brain, and we're looking at the all those back old parts, which are survival parts of the brain, right? And so our cognitive personality or our identity sometimes develops to stop us feeling the pain of the past.
Makes sense.
Right? So we get really good at coping and creating stories for ourselves, and personality traits come out of this, and identity comes out of this to stop us seeing the world through that pain.
A lot of life is protecting yourself.
But the fact is we can't stop the brain referencing it until we heal it,
Yep.
until we go back in
Thoroughly
and heal it.
100%.
So the therapy that I do works with the body's physiology. It works with the social engagement system. So if you've had attachment trauma, one of the best ways as an adult that you can heal insecure attachment is to find a secure attached partner.
Right.
And actually, I'm going to look at you for a minute. Make eye contact, right?
Ooh, look at that.
Because the mirror neurons,
Yep.
when I smile at you,
Yep.
you might want to
I
smile
have to smile back.
right?
I no choice.
He's got such a gorgeous smile.
It does, yeah.
Fake it till you make it, baby.
Right?
There we go.
All the little chemicals in your brain are firing
But it's
from
true.
those
Yeah.
from
Because
that
I guess someone-
polyvagal system.
Yeah, you're sharing positivity with me. How can I not? How do I resist that? How do I not put that back?
Yeah.
I get
So
that.
we can actually heal wounded attachment by finding secure attachment as an adult.
Question for you then. Okay. There's a lot of people out there with attachment disorders, we'll call it. No, we won't call it that. Just, you know what? Life's tough because they've had a poor upbringing, whatever, you know. That
Attachment wounding
Oh,
is how I like to
there you
think
go.
about
There
it.
you go. Now, okay. How do people like that sort of attach themselves to new people in their lives without becoming like suffocating and all of that?
Are you asking for a friend, Darren?
No, well, you know, actually, it's funny. It's a strange thing. I'm not asking for myself in any way, shape, or form, although a little bit. Maybe 5%, right? But no, I was having this conversation with someone yesterday, and we were talking about the crazy attached girlfriend meme and all that sort of carry on, right? Okay?
Yeah.
Anyway, and it seems to me that, a lot of people overly attach themselves to you because they've had a rough upbringing, or they haven't had the love that they needed growing up. Not maybe they had an upbringing that was fine, like, you know, they were fed well, they looked out, you know, the house was whatever, but they weren't given the love that they
Looking for
needed.
a father figure?
Yeah.
So they attach and they grip onto you, and sometimes
Yeah.
they grip a little bit too hard.
Yeah, that was quite visceral.
Yeah,
wasn't
it was
it?
a little bit. Yeah. So clearly talking about a friend. But honestly, this comes from a conversation yesterday. And of course it affects my life because I've had this experience myself. Yeah.
So I'm going to say that in relationship therapy, there's a concept that says you fall into relationship with those that offer you the greatest capacity for healing and growth for yourself.
Yeah.
Right? So if you're in a relationship with somebody and there's codependence and neediness and clinginess, what part of you is responding to that?
Correct.
How did you attract that?
Yep.
And how do you become accountable for healing that in you?
Sure.
So that you start to attract the partner that you want.
Yep. Cool.
Their stuff is their responsibility.
That's really
your stuff
good.
is your
It is.
responsibility.
And that last sentence is so true because I can only fix my stuff. You can only fix your stuff. That's kind of how the world works.
And when you choose to be in a relationship with somebody, the relationship is both of yours responsibilities.
Yeah.
So you both have to meet as adults.
This is true.
What about when one doesn't?
Look, I've been married for 26 years and I believe my husband's still listening.
Show off. Yeah. Look at you.
And sometimes I haven't showed up in my relationship, right? And sometimes he hasn't showed up. And the point is, if there's something worth fighting for, you continue to work, right? And we've worked really hard.
Yes, I can.
And we've
I
had
hear
time
you.
apart over
Yes.
those years.
Yeah.
So there's no perfection in this.
No, it's
No.
work in progress. Like that's what
Absolutely.
life is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it's a bit messy. Sometimes you got to take a break. Sometimes
I
you got
think
to do
it's
this. Whatever.
always messy, Aaron, not sometimes.
Well, sometimes it's fun
True.
messy.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's not fun
That's
messy.
a whole other show. Come on.
That was last week.
Yeah.
That might be a new dating show coming up, actually.
Oh,
That's
no.
Sometimes
messy.
it's fun
This is gonna
messy.
get
I've heard a rumour.
Oh, I can't wait for this new show. We have got a dating show. It's going to be fantastic.
We need men, apparently.
Oh, here's a man right there. Look at that. He's still watching.
Oh,
hang on.
No,
He's not single though.
Maybe he's
He's
a bit
not.
clingy, though.
He's
Come on, he's
very
watching.
taken.
Well, what a fantastic fellow, honestly. Yeah, Mike is a great
Yeah,
fellow.
Mike's
He
great.
is.
You've done
Yeah.
very well there. Both of you actually have done well. And I will say this actually for your relationship over there, little Miss Leanne. Okay, it is wonderful for people who have met someone who really brings out the best in them, and you compliment each other. It's such a great thing,
Yeah.
and it's something in society that we are just screwing up so much now. Because guess what? People don't want to work hard. Okay, that's the thing.
And
And-
it's
and-
been hard. It's not just easy, is
Yeah.
it, Katie?
It's not easy.
But it's worth it.
It is
Yep.
worth it. And
Sometimes
I also
it's
want to
worth
say
it.
there's no shame in walking away from
Yeah,
a bad
depending-
relationship.
Oh, absolutely.
Depending on
Right?
who you're with.
Yeah,
So-
absolutely.
I've got no regrets.
The
No.
ideal is not to stay in a relationship if it doesn't work for you.
Correct.
Right? You can have
give
multiple
it a try.
partners and multiple amazing relationships across your lifetime and be fulfilled and
Yeah.
securely attached and learn something new from every relationship. I
Everyone's
just haven't chose
different.
that
Yeah.
for me.
Me either.
Sometimes when it hits its time, it's time,
Yeah,
right?
that's right.
You've got wonderful things out of there. It's served its purpose. I mean, that sounds a bit harsh, but the relationship it's come to an end because it's done what it needed to do.
It was
Yeah.
choice.
Yeah,
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that, and
And it
that's-
should be choice. There
yes,
shouldn't be any
exactly.
shame
Yeah,
in society
no.
around relationship breakup.
no.
Good point. Very
And there
good.
shouldn't be any shame in the other aspect either, because that's what I have found is like, oh, you're still together.
Really?
wow.
Hey,
You know,
you've got to
because
be kidding me.
You must be really like one of the real like weird, you know,
weird.
sort of strange people, because most people, well, the boys in their era, they're 29 and 27.
Yeah.
Most of their friends' families have all split up.
I had a former girlfriend, right? Actually, more than the girlfriend. It's a bit fun. Okay. Loved it a bit. Okay. A very significant relationship in my life. Okay. Had a beautiful baby with her, right? But there's a side here. She got angry at me once. And I'm not having a go at her. I'm just saying at different perspectives. She got really angry, with more than once, but fired this at me because I had been raised by two parents who loved each other. And in her life, that wasn't her experience. She was used to family that broke up and a lot of animosity and negativity and all of that kind of carry on. So she literally was angry that I'd had a great upbringing.
That's strange.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
but
it's
that's
more
what
common
I'm-
you'd think that these
Yeah,
days. It
Personal
really
development
is.
she needs.
Yeah.
Well, there's
yeah.
a lot of people out there. that
Yeah.
need personal development.
Potentially some trauma therapy.
Yeah.
might help.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
you know, people also have personalities.
Oh,
You
damn
know,
right.
people come in for a go at whatever they're choosing to learn in this lifetime. I'm fully a believer of that. So
Beautiful
me
point,
too.
though. Okay, you come in and give it a go, right? Okay, so you've got to be proactive. You've actually got to take action, and I keep saying this on everything, right? Okay, there's no good
Yes.
thinking about it. Take action.
Yeah.
Book, right? Come in, see you. You know, make that change. It might not work out.
Yeah.
But give it a go. Roll that dice, right? Because if you don't,
absolutely.
you've lost before you've tried. If you haven't tried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'll be putting the links for Katie in here if anyone wants to meet with her. But I'm very aware
very
of the
good.
time, Aaron. So I just wanted to check how long we have before we're going to be signing off today, because Katie and I had promised
Yep.
that we were going to share our morning dance with everybody. That
Well,
really
shame, we've just run out of
helps.
time. End of the show.
That really helps.
And I want to pop the crackers.
You want to
Oh,
put
the crackers.
Yeah. So,
All right.
first of all, Katie, maybe just share with everybody how this has assisted you with your mental health, with waking up each morning and dancing.
well, I've had to learn to be flexible with myself, because if
Is
I
it because
don't
of the dancing?
it's helping, right? It's helping. I don't necessarily do it first thing in the morning like we were doing in Bali, but for me, it's about doing it at some point, right? Because if I said to myself, I got up and I haven't done it in the first 10 minutes, then that gives me a reason to judge myself and, feel bad about things and also not do it, right? Oh, I'll try again tomorrow and put it off and put it off and put it off. So what it does is the joy of movement, right? Using your body and learning to communicate. And a lot of the work that I do with people is teaching them how to communicate with their bodies. And I think dance is one of those beautiful, expressive, joyful ways that even if you do it by yourself in the shower, you can move and make some happy chemicals in your brain and feel good.
Yeah, endorphins. Yeah. We haven't even spoken
or
about
sing.
Endorphins.
Even sing.
Yeah, see, I can't sing.
Doesn't matter. You don't need to. You're in your own unit. You can just do what you want.
Yeah, well, everybody in my house sings now because Michael bought me a karaoke machine.
Oh, no.
Yay, I love that.
I've just got this image right now of Lisa with her noise-cancelling headphones on, singing at the top of her voice.
Yeah.
We will rock you. It's so funny you went for I went for a Queen track.
Did you?
But no. Sorry. I'll fix that up. A Dancing Queen track as well. There we go. Yeah, a bit of ABBA.
So are we doing poppers or dancing first?
Oh, we can do both. Obviously, I think dancing we need to go out on because clearly.
Let's do the poppers.
Let's do that.
You want to grab those for me, Aaron?
So for anybody that is watching, this is our last show for this year.
Yay!
So the one thing we'll be back on, I think it's the 9th of Jan, isn't it? 9th of Jan, 2025.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Voila.
Thank you.
All right.
We'll do it like this, hey?
All right.
Yep.
Ready?
Okay.
Here.
Ready?
You got to hold my
right.
Okay. This is riveting radio.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Hey!
Oh, dominoes!
Starting the year as a winner. Look at that. All right. Fantastic.
All right. Which
Okay. I don't know what's in there.
All right. Are you ready? What do
No,
you
look at my
get
prize first.
if you cross Santa with a duck?
Quack. I don't know.
A Christmas cracker.
What do elves use to clean their hands? Sanitizer.
That just sounds wrong.
That is so 2020. Oh, dear. All right, I don't think I got a joke. I think
You did.
My hat just broke in half.
Lucky you're already wearing one.
never mind. Oh, hang on. Is there something else in there? Who cares? Next one. Let's go. Ready?
All right.
Oh, come on. That's yours. There we go.
Catch a break. A cracker break.
A cracker break. I'll dance with you now.
Yay.
All right. So we're going to have a dance now.
Did this become
Everybody
the Ellen
dance
DeGeneres
now.
show?
Yes, totally,
no.
isn't it?
Hang on, we've got some more comments
And your
coming through.
point is?
What says
No one likes Ellen.
Please record this part for me.
Okay. All right.
It'll be recorded. It's all recorded. All right. I'm going to get up.
Okay. So what will you do? What will you do?
Oh, what says O?
What says O?
Santa moonwalking.
Oh,
What's yours, Aaron?
I don't know. I lost my joke.
Oh, he lost his joke.
I've got
Okay.
a crossword or crossword,
All
whatever.
right. So where do we need to put these microphones so that people can hear us whilst we're dancing? Do we need to push
Just
this
swing that
across?
one out. Swing that one out, and I will
this
crank it
one
up
out.
for you.
All right, and Katie, you're going to lead us, aren't you? Well,
rhythm is an answer.
you're our guest. You're our guest.
Personal interpretive dance.
Okay, so
Oh.
personal
So you
interpretive
don't have to
dance
copy me exactly.
is really good for mental health, guys.
Right.
So
You know
if
what?
you haven't moved this body for a while, nobody can see you again, Leanne.
Yeah, get
She's
into a
very
camera
good at
shot.
doing. She's very good for
Okay.
doing her twerking off camera.
Think of yourself right now as an Olympic break dancer.
Okay.
Right.
And we're not allowed to put music on, are we?
No, we can't put music on.
Can we sing?
We're licensed for everything, but that's YouTube
So
for
we
you.
need to, I think we need to stand back over here, actually, so we can
Yeah,
get on
okay.
camera.
Okay.
Hang on.
Well, all right. Look at this. All right, it's all going on.
There you go.
All right.
There we are.
All right. Leanne's moved the camera.
Hi,
Yay.
Hello, everybody.
Scurry, you frog.
Personally, I'm a fan of this one.
Okay, Leanne, we cannot see you. Leanne, get your whole body in. Aaron, you're not getting away with this.
Have you ever had a moment in your life where you think, geez, this is my career?
We will
freedom of speech,
Rock you!
freedom of dance.
My children would
That's
be
mine.
horrified.
They will be horrified,
I'm
okay?
horrified, but that doesn't matter.
We will rock
So this is the improvement. So you don't think that'll get flagged by YouTube? Right. So
No, because it was so far out of key, it'll never.
Okay, so what are other things?
I'm sorry, I can't.
Not-
Oh,
Aaron, you
bloody
are
hell.
not getting away with this. Right, Aaron Malloy.
Career highlight.
All right,
Says
all right.
Mike Van Heek. Katie, this is your career highlight.
Right.
Okay. Time to go
Michael.
for some 80s man dancing.
My career highlight.
Well, look, no, it just shows my boobs. That's it.
Right, go where I
Don't
was.
hit me.
Yeah.
No, I'm not going there.
Oh,
There you
dear.
go again.
No, I'm not going in there.
It's just about moving, Leanne.
I feel like
There we go.
the sprinkler, I think, was the sprinkler.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
Like this.
Yeah, sprinkler.
Not like
This
this.
is a broken sprinkler. Okay.
It's this one. It's this one. Woo! Yay!
I can't believe you brought water pistols
You know-
into a studio.
You know,
My God.
Travis is going to be watching and like.
Oh,
Oh, Chubby. Sorry.
yeah, don't drip on the gear, please.
All
All
right.
right.
Oh,
Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy
Happy
New
New
Year.
Year. Merry Christmas.
Oh,
we're
can't see
over there
me.
now. Look, no, over there. No, over here.
over there.
We're laying on the couch together.
Time to end the show. Look, Katie, thank you very much for your contribution today. Because honestly, great information, and I think a lot of people get something from it. From these two, I'm just sorry. Okay, I just apologise. That's all. Have a wonderful Christmas, everybody. See you next year. It's going to be wonderful. Love you to bits. Merry Christmas.